Shit. Shit. Shit.
What's up, what's up, what's up? It's Sharado on the Ash Sharado Show right here on listenvisionlive.com. Here tonight with my co-host, Grindstone,
Black Power.
our producer, the Urbanista,
Hey, hey.
and a special happy birthday to the Urbanista. The big 23, is it 23?
33.
33.
Whatever it is, you tanned up.
I'm tanned
You
up.
were clearly at the pool today getting it in.
Yesterday, yes, all day.
That's what's up.
Big up to the Vita Penthouse in Southeast.
Yeah. All right, that's all good.
And as always, we want to hear from our audience tonight, 202-758-8607. Hit us up on social media at Ash Sharado. And we're talking about race tonight. Where have we come?
Race, like the race that you run?
No, like
Let's stop.
black, white, other issues that we have in terms of getting along with one another.
Can you define this thing called race?
I mean, perhaps I could. Perhaps you could too.
Well, I mean, a lot of people say that race is a social construct, and it's something that was created by capitalism in order to make money off other people. And then so you say that I'm this and you're that, and therefore I'm allowed to govern you. Mm-hmm. So let's read the definition.
Well, the definition says that racism is the belief that all members of each race possess characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially so as in to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or races. So it basically means a group of people feel like they're better than another group of people.
I think that's prejudice. That's not racist. See, racist, you have to have power.
You can
I
argue
agree.
with Webster.
I'll argue with her all
I
day.
agree that power, with racism comes power. Because you can feel how you feel about a race until you have the power to instill that in that race or like impact that into those individuals that are part of that race.
Right.
And that is not racism. Like I can be like, oh, I hate all these people on the West Coast.
Right.
I don't even know these people. I just hate these people. That's prejudice.
Yeah.
But until I have the position to be like, oh, well,
They don't get
any
food.
West Coast people don't get this or don't get that because I have
Right.
the control and the power, that becomes racism.
Yeah, so we happen to be in one of the most racist, I said one of the most. We happen to be in the most racist country in the world's existence. And we just chilling.
I can't vibe with that.
Because
Name the other one.
Why? Why
Most
would
of
you say
Latin
that,
American
Grindstone?
countries are racist as hell to
Well,
the
no,
point
this
where
is-
it's like apartheid type status.
Well, no, this is
for
why. This is
black
why.
people.
Racism wouldn't be the right term for that, though.
Well, if you're black and you're Latin, you're black, you're having a fucked up life. And I don't think that is different anywhere else besides there.
Well, one thing about the boat trip that we took is it's the only situation in world history where people were taken from their land to another land and enslaved. So like some of that does apply to some of the Caribbean and Latin American countries. But America, man, without a doubt had it the worst. The slavery here was ridiculous. And after slavery, it was not peaches and cream. And then after that little stage, it was all bad. And then we tried to get on our feet. And then they came with the crack. Then they came with the jail. Now we're getting shot in the streets. So they've taken our power to live as individuals, and then we always have to pull ourselves up by the hip hop bootstraps.
Which are not always very strong.
Right. So okay, let's balance this out with another definition of a word that's always brought up: discrimination. The unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. So people are discriminated within racism, but just because
Well, I mean, but let's keep it real. Everyone discriminates. I mean,
I certainly discriminate.
We just and like the definition says, we discriminate between races. We discriminate between social status. I mean, the list
Color.
goes on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all discriminate, but racism is a whole nother. I feel like it's so much deeper than that. It's like a group of people who have actively acknowledged that they're discriminating against another group of people.
Right.
It's not us as individuals discriminating against one another.
I agree. So what do we do now? Where are we? Have we come forward or have we taken steps backwards? What is this that's going on?
Well, I think it's interesting, with the shootings in South Carolina, because that's how we decided to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, but how we're supposed to be in a place in the United States of America where the racism is being slowly put behind us, but yet we still have occurrences like South Carolina happening.
Yeah.
And we still have Confederate flags flying. We still have certain things happening in a place where we have a black president or a biracial president, however you want to call him. But you would think with having a black president in place, that would change how America deals with one another, but it doesn't. In my opinion, it's actually made it worse.
Well, I think it's his presence in there because symbols are important. Like, so even though he's not calling the shots, seeing a black family is American royalty. It's a symbol. Just like seeing a white dead man on a dollar bill or in a statue or whatever, it's kind of like that's a symbol. And those symbols count. But they probably won't take a foothold and become regular for another 10, 15 years when the people who were young, like in their formative years, grow to be decision makers. And then they expect to see people of all colors calling shots.
And maybe, and I've heard young people, millennials and younger, talk about
Hey.
and you're one too, talk about how they grew up in a generation where they don't see color, where
Which
they
is
don't
bad.
see race,
Yeah, I
where
don't
they
believe
don't
that.
see, and that would be magical if that was actually
That would be
happening.
lovely. But
It would be amazing.
But they overlooking something.
No, I love my race.
No. But what I'm saying is that they are not cognizant of the fact that racism is still existing for whatever reason.
I don't think that's black millennials. I think that's white millennials and
What-
others.
No, they're definite. All the ones I'm talking about are black.
Well, you know a
Well-
funny thing, D.L. Hughley said, nobody sees race until the police show up. And then at that point,
And you've actually had a recent.
I had a recent
occurrence
run-in with the Bodines. Yeah. The police are blue. And so, like, regardless of the nationality or race of an officer, they're brainwashed to enforce white supremacy. They are in place to further the envelope that pushes white supremacy.
So that's all police. What about police that are?
Yes, it is. Because if you're a good-hearted cop,
If you're police, call us at
Please call us.
Call us in.
758-8607.
because
asking
look,
for police
if
attention.
you're a good-hearted
Many
cop, right,
presents.
and then your partner or somebody on your shift is doing people wrong all day, what are the chances that you're gonna set that straight as a cop? What are the chances that you're gonna cross that blue wall.
Meaning blue people. You're blue people.
Yeah, you blue. What's the chances of you either writing up your partner or checking your partner face to face, telling them don't do that or whatever?
Well,
What are the
I
chances
really do think that has to do with what kind of individual you are. Because, I mean, if you're going to stay silent, you're going to stay silent whether you're blue or not.
of that? Nah, but I'm saying it's kind of
I think that's BS.
officers are told to not to criticize the actions of other officers.
Just like the Army.
It's no checks and balances in that. And so, like in the incident that I was in this weekend, it was totally ridiculous. So I got to jump through all these hoops now that I've recently learned on how to file a formal complaint to the council member and to the.
Well, that's what happens when you drive such a flashy car.
Well, it shouldn't be that way. And what if I was in Bethesda?
And if you was black, yeah, that's what happens when you're black.
It
A
shouldn't
black
be,
man with a flashy car.
it
That's
shouldn't
what
be that
happens.
way.
I
And
don't
so,
think it's fair to generalize all police officers the same way it's not fair to generalize all black people.
they're
Like,
not the same. They chose this route, and this route has rules.
Okay, it has rules, but in the day, it's like there are still stand-up police officers. I'm not saying that every black cop is not a KRS-One black cop. Every
Some black
cop
cops-
is not some are like that,
Right,
but not
some-
all.
all right,
but
let's-
not all black cops are like that. Like,
Okay, now in this incident that I had, like regardless of the details of the incident, right? There were 2 black cops who I would consider good people. There were 2 black cops who were there who I would consider bad people, right?
How did you differentiate?
Because the bad ones were coming with the mouth and the action and the unnecessary force. The 2 good ones I would consider good because they were kind of falling back and trying to say they understand. But they still punked out. They still weak because they did not stop the bad cops from being bad, which makes them accomplices to the situation.
So we have a comment coming in on
Maybe.
of, Twitter that says from the DOC, the doc. He said that not the DOC, but
I was about to say.
the other DOC. He said that police unknowingly reinforce white supremacy. So he agrees with you, Grindstone.
I mean, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I see this is not new. I'm not breaking atoms or like, solving
Okay,
any
science
type of
teacher.
crisis. I'm just saying that like this is like known. This is what it's for. And white supremacy, while we're talking about race, white supremacy comes in so many different ways that we will fail to understand what we need to be doing until we identify white supremacy, which actually hurts us all. And there's a guy from, I hate to say a guy just like he's regular, but Dr. Neely Fuller. Have you ever heard of Dr. Neely Fuller?
No.
Have you?
I have not.
Well, for a long time, if not now, he's in Southwest. He was in Southwest DC. But he said that we can address most problems in the country and maybe the world if we just use 5 words and apply them. Just 5 words.
Which are?
You ready?
Ready?
Yeah. Uno.
Replace white supremacy with justice. Now, if you look at all the places where white supremacy exists, then if you replace that with justice, it's really interesting to see how things would change. And a lot of the times you have white people. I have a few good white friends who ask me in every little outrageous incident, what should white people be doing?
Yeah. And we should actually
Take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Ash Sherrod Show right here on WLVS, listenvisionlive.com.
Welcome back to the Asherado Show on listenvisionlive.com, where we're sitting here talking about the color line, we're talking about racism, and call us at 202-758-8607. Right now, we have a caller on the line. Caller, we would love to hear what you have to say about this topic.
Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, this is Sidney Miller. I have a very unique situation that happened several generations ago. My great-great-grandfather was slave in Chipley, Florida, and the master's daughter, school teacher, freed him in the middle of the night. They ran away to Pensacola, Florida, where she got a job on the naval base teaching the officer kids, and she got him a job at the civilian. About 1864 was a census that came through, and her name was Rose Register, and his name was John Powell. And they listed all of the kids as last name Register. And when she got the papers back, she was insulted because they didn't take into consent that their name should be Powell. So she raised hell with them in 1867 when they came back. And that day, those kids went from white to black.
Wow.
So
Man.
I know what that, I feel so sorry for this young lady in Washington State because she is obviously not those people's kid. I mean, she has no features like them, and she's just trying to save them the embarrassment of doing a DNA to prove that this man is not her father.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, that's a new wrinkle in this whole situation.
Well,
That's
no,
about the girl that was NAACP president.
Wrinkle, because look at the woman. Let me tell you something. A person who is black can make themselves white by turning their nose back and all of that. But if you're a white person, you can't make your nose bigger, okay?
Okay.
You cannot make your nose bigger. And the only way you can get bigger lips is with surgery.
Okay. And I've never
So
really...
this woman is truly a black person. I can tell you she is.
Wow.
Trying to save that family the embarrassment of the fact that this man is not her father. She keeps saying that I know that there's something else going on in my life.
And nobody examined that.
Right.
That's an
But
unexamined
the other
angle.
thing,
Good point.
I just want to say one other thing to you guys, and that is my daughter, okay, who looks white, but will tell anybody that she's black. And she went to the University of Florida and tried to draw in Delta Sigma Theta, and they wouldn't let her in because they said she was white.
Interesting.
So,
So-
I know what that stuff. I mean, but hell, listen. The bottom line is, a person can move up much faster if that birth certificate says they're white.
This is true. Well, we thank you for your wisdom and thank you for calling in. We appreciate that.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Now, that's very interesting. Okay. Imagine if Rachel is saving her mom
The embarrassment.
the embarrassment of saying that the
Well, I
mailman hit her off.
I think Grindstone, you have to give those viewers and listeners who may have not aren't familiar with the situation that's going on
About
a little
Rachel. Now,
a
I don't
quick
know.
synopsis.
I do not know how to pronounce her
Let's
last
talk about
name.
Rachel.
Do you know-
Rachel D.
Rachel D. She could be a rapper in my book.
RD.
All right. Now, Miss Rachel.
No, not Miss. She doesn't get the Miss. She's just Rachel.
Okay, Rachel. Ask Rachel.
Just go on
I
with
just
the
wish I knew how to
story.
pronounce her last name. Anyway, she has done a lot to teach black people and spearhead movements for black people, and came to the
She had a
head of.
part-time job at the Eastern Washington University.
But we can't downplay anything that she's done because everybody was giving her props when she was black.
I mean, I can't give her props when she was black. but she's not.
No,
I
but
mean,
she became
like,
the president of the NAACP. Just in explaining the profile of the situation.
Okay.
She was a woman who became who became the head of the NAACP, and her parents outed her about a week and a half ago, saying that she is a white girl,
Which was strange altogether.
yeah, and she's
but-
always been white. So at that point, black people were really upset. Now, but I have an issue with this whole thing. So black people got upset because they said she was faking. Now,
I can't wait.
Who
I'm so
is-
excited.
I know.
I'm so excited. but it's like, yes, give it to me. Go ahead, put this out. Let's hear it, because I am so ready for this.
who has a
conversation.
job? Who has a corporate job? Who has not lied in order to attain that job?
Me,
A corporate job?
when I had one.
You lied about something in the interview.
No, I did not.
You lied about how enthusiastic
your
you were to
resume?
work there.
Nope.
Well, okay, well, then you're the 1% who didn't. Okay? Because a lot of the times in interview training, people lie. Now look at Rachel's
Look at her
nose.
face.
Look at Rachel's nose.
Look at her face. Look at her hair.
no, look
like
at her-
she had a weave. She's wearing blackface.
Look at her nose.
This
Look
is
at her nose.
classic blackface.
Hold on. Look at her nose.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you finish.
But
myself.
nobody has actually done a DNA on this woman or
Right.
circled her back through ancestry, black ancestry, or anything.
Right. So she might fool around and be the mailman's daughter.
Which would be
Nobody's ready
Very
for that.
interesting.
Now
That's
this
bullshit.
No.
Okay, that's bullshit. I'm
Why?
sorry. Did you see her high school graduation pictures?
Nope.
The fact that she didn't even claim to be black until 2011 says something. 2011, that was only 4 years ago. She went to Howard in 2002 and she filed a lawsuit against like the fact that she was white and there was an art show there and she felt misrepresented because she was white.
she's a Dalmatian. She could do that.
Sir, no. She
I like
can't
her.
do that. She was still claiming that she was white then. Is nothing wrong with claiming whatever you do because I will always be black. But I'm saying the fact that you want to file a lawsuit in 2002 because you didn't like where your pictures in the art show were presented and you got
Did
messed
she win?
up. Nope.
Okay, everybody. don't win.
Dismissed.
All right, but look.
In 2002 and then 2011 you want to be black now.
Now, this is
oh, you want to
interesting.
be black in 2007.
No, but look.
9 years later, after you went to Howard,
she's feeling
the Mecca-
blacker now.
You went to the Mecca and now you want to be black? Oh, now you're black? Get the hell out of here. That's
Okay, now look.
crazy. Bye.
No,
you will
look.
never be a bison to me.
Now look, it might be what we call crazy. Okay? However, if you have an identity crisis and you use it to help people, I'm all the way cool with that. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I will
Grindstone.
accept. Look,
Grindstone, but
let's
that's
go
what
back.
she's
Look at her
doing.
nose, though.
She's
But
white.
so what?
I'm just
Lily
saying,
white. Look at her sweater. She got a Christmas
Why
sweater.
are we acting like there's no white
She's
people
wearing
that have
blackface.
rounded?
This is blackface. This is
wider
like classic
noses.
it's not
Blackface.
blackface. This is called a spray tan.
Bruh.
I'm saying spray
It's
tan.
2015.
I mean,
It's
honestly, when you
blackface.
see that picture on the screen, that does look like a
She got a wig, she
Caucasian
had a wig.
woman.
You ever seen Lena Horne?
Lena Horne does not look Caucasian at any point to me.
You
Like,
tripping.
no
Bruh.
way. Are you kidding?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Lena
right now?
Horne.
All
Light skin.
I'm saying is that at this point, we're splitting hairs with this politically devised thing called race.
Okay.
So
That's important to me. I don't care.
it's not very important to me.
Okay.
Because this is why. If somebody is replacing white supremacy with justice, I'm with their movement. I don't care what your
you know
I
what?
don't care how you,
know
do
what?
it.
In order for people to truly receive a message, I think people, the audience, need to believe what that person is saying. And I think this happens whether the audience is small or large. Like, she needs to acknowledge maybe some of the mistakes that she's made along the way that have strengthened her over time and maybe perhaps change her point of view to where she is today. You can't be doing stuff like, or the Urbanista was saying, in terms of, 2002 suing people about certain things because you're more on the white side, and all of a sudden in 2011 you're super black. Like, acknowledge your fault and then move forward, and that's when I take people seriously.
We don't require this from anyone else except somebody fighting for
No,
black rights.
I require it from everyone
Everybody.
to if I'm going to take you serious, like, I cannot take you serious if you have not acknowledged your growth and the change that happened when growth was occurring, because it just seems like some BS to me at that
America
point.
did not require this from Oprah, George Bush, Condoleezza Rice.
When they
Colin
were to be
Powell.
white, when they
It-
were
no,
white face,
it
when they
had-
put flour in their face.
It had nothing to
and
do with
black-
white, but I'm just saying
I'm white. I'm a white woman.
what they
I
at
have
one
blonde
what they
hair.
at one point
And my name is
said in
Oprah
their
Winfrey.
careers and in their lives, it contradicted like the mission that everybody followed.
That's bullshit. Because they
not.
never.
How
they never,
so? What do you? I mean, okay, let's take Oprah for example. What do you mean in terms of Oprah?
When did
Oprah,
she ever put on a blonde wig and blue eyes?
Oprah said in 1985, Oprah said that she wished that she was white, she sold pussy, and she smoked crack. In the interview
Really?
with Barbara Walters, and I saw it, she said she was a 9 in bed too. She said she was a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. Oprah
Bullshit.
said that shit, and I watched it.
But did she ever live her life? Even she
Well,
didn't say
I
that.
have to pull this footage
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
I
after
bet
the
you won't
show.
find that footage. Oprah's a billionaire.
Sir,
They protect her.
Can you bring it back? Get the footage for that? No, we got no footage. My man in the back engineer said no, he ain't got no footage on that. That's bullshit.
Well, I'm just not.
And then even if she did do that,
Even-
she never woke up the next day and was like, guess what, everybody? I'm a white woman.
No, but see,
I'm
you
not
stuck.
Sally
But
Jesse
you
Raphael, that's
stuck on.
bullshit.
But
Yeah,
you
you're stuck
the white
on
black.
race, and I my point was less about race. It was more about
Credibility.
yes.
And my
'cause-
point is, everybody with a corporate job lied to get there. You lied in the interview.
That's lies.
I lied every time I had a job. Oh, I can't wait to work for you, and I'm gonna do this, and yeah.
Okay,
go
but how is
team.
lying about a job the same as,
Oh, so-
as
About your
lying
home.
about
Wait.
who
So
you are and your ethnicity?
So you're saying there's some lies that are bigger than others?
Are you Todd?
Absolutely.
Are you
I can't
Todd
say that.
Bryanstone? Are you gonna be Todd?
Am I gonna be tied?
Yeah.
Don't call me tied.
Are you gonna be Todd? Like
But-
Todd, like Stu
there
Todd.
are
Todd.
some
you
lies that are
Todd?
bigger than
I
the
don't think there are
other.
lies that are bigger than the others.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Fucking
There's lies that destroy people, and there's white lies.
A lie's
There's
a
all
lie.
kinds
White
of
lies. That's
White-
white supremacy. The white supremacy put that
I'll be on
in
that-
your vocabulary.
Apparently that
They're
doesn't
white
exist.
lies.
That doesn't exist. Apparently, that doesn't exist because people don't
Okay,
lie about things
little
like that.
lies. I'm sorry, not white lies. There are little lies and there are big lies.
So if I tell some little lies, I'm not a liar.
No,
Tell a lie about who you are as a person
you're
is
a
a fucking
you're a
big lie.
If I
liar
represent
regardless.
myself-
But how you're hurting someone or yourself
She hurt
is
nobody.
the difference.
She helped.
That's
Who?
bullshit.
Rachel helped.
She
She
might have
made
helped
money.
on one
She
end,
made
but
money.
really on the other
Okay, let
by
me ask you
lying
this
about who
question.
she is.
Superman act like he was Clark Kent,
Rhinestone.
and he
Rhinestone.
went in and put
Superman
on.
is not real.
Rhinestone, let me ask you this
We
question. Let
worshiped
me
him.
pose this question to you.
Parents lie to their children all the time
Rhinestone,
about
let me
Santa
pose
Claus.
This question to you. Fuck all that shit. Let me pose this question to you.
What?
If a man
Uh-huh.
lied about being a black man and told everybody and actually made money going on tours, giving speeches about being a black man and the racial situations he faced as a black man, and sitting like making up fake hate crimes that somebody put a noose on my deck, my house, and did all these things. These are all lies, by the way. And did all these things, perpetrated all these things as a black man, and told you that he can relate to your struggle. The whole time he was a white man, you would open him with welcome arms.
Well, it depends.
Bullshit.
Wait a minute, I can't answer. You gonna ask me all the questions in the world I can't answer?
Okay. I'm just saying I should have. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, for real, for real.
Am I giving space to answer?
Yes, you giving the answer. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Look,
It's getting heated on Asherado.
if his objective in doing all that was to replace white supremacy with justice, I'm with him. If that was his method, I'm with that.
But how would you know that? That shit don't mean nothing.
What you mean? It means everything.
Say you represented you as a black man.
I don't care.
How many things have you? Oh, you don't care. Okay.
No, I don't care. As long as he was trying to replace white supremacy with justice.
I care. And she's never been a black woman. She's never will be a black woman. I don't
But
care.
she's helped your children.
So
She didn't help my children.
the
did.
Urbanista,
No, she's on the West Coast.
if they come back and that happens not to be her father, okay, and she is, let's say she's 25% black.
Like Damian
Are
Marley.
you
Okay, I'm
going to
gonna go
change
What
the
did
way you
Anita
feel about
Baker
her?
say?
I don't know. Tell us.
No fairy tales. We don't play those games. Okay.
Hold up.
She's white.
But what if she
She's from
kept?
Idaho. Her mother and father told everybody that she is white. You
But
see
what
the
if?
pictures
But
from-
what if
do
the
you
DNA
know?
came
Do you
back?
know who her mother slept with the night she was conceived?
Why do you have to go put a weave in your head to be a black woman?
I'm just saying. What if?
Why do you have to go put tanners on and say literally admit on the Today Show that you actually bronze yourself
But look, what if
to
she?
look more black? That is blackface.
All right, check this out. It's a
Where
spray.
she might as well put on gloves and red lipstick.
Why you mad
And
though?
then show a show.
Well, why you so mad?
Because I'm a black woman. I don't appreciate people like represent themselves to be black women and not doing that.
And I guess a lot of people identify with what you're saying. However, what if the DNA came back and proved that she was 25% black, like Damian Marley?
But it's not though.
We don't know
But
that.
if it does, in this hypothetical, would you change your tune?
But it's not though.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Let's go
She's
see.
pleading the fifth on.
Let's
that
go
one.
see. Let's see the evidence. Run the tape.
Do you know that Bob Marley was mixed?
Yes, I know that.
He could have gone either way.
And he was still a black man.
He could have gone either way.
No,
He
she
could've.
has nothing. She is from two parents.
No,
She-
but all
you know,
I'm-
okay. You want to be black? Be black. But you don't sit here until 2011. Your whole life in 2011. Now you're black.
It doesn't matter. That shows
It
you.
does fucking matter.
I
You
know.
sit here, you
I mean,
take
Caitlyn-
Howard to court. You take
Caitlyn-
Howard, my school, my alma mater to court.
Your school raped you financially.
Caitlyn-
Nah, my
wait.
school loved me financially.
Whatever.
baby.
Caitlyn Jenner waited until 60
Fuck
plus.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah,
Were
that's
you
what I'm
as
saying.
offended
All right, now check this out.
as a woman
I was when I thought about it in a different perspective that Grindstone put out the other day.
when he dropped the mic?
Yep.
All right, now look, I have the other side of this. All right, now, Indian woman, Nikki Haley, says that she's white.
I saw that.
But she's half Indian.
This woman is Indian, but she
Okay.
claims white on paper, and she claims minority in
has to do with the
public.
caste system.
But what this does, though, it shows you how transient race is, and it
Well,
shows
we've
you
subscribed to it. We've all subscribed
right.
to it.
And so maybe at this moment we need to resubscribe.
I agree.
But now watch this though. Okay, now pay attention. If Rachel was doing something to hurt black people, the white media would have treated her differently. This is what happened. Listen.
okay,
I'm
we're listening. We're
Okay,
listening.
white media clowned her and turned social media into a circus act because this woman was helping people, black
Disagree.
people, because she gave up her whiteness. Do you understand how harmful it is for white people to give up their whiteness
don't
in the eyes of the
care
mass media?
about her
But you have to
giving her
understand how
whiteness.
you have to understand how you were being manipulated.
No.
Yes,
no,
you do.
No,
Black
no.
help is not
If we
okay
talk about
with them.
manipulation. We talk about like Kylie Jenner sitting here and doing a lip challenge.
The Jenners
putting her
don't
lips in,
count.
like, oh well, we can talk about that.
They
You
don't
talk about
count.
people being manipulated. I don't care about freaking Rachel. She is the epitome.
They made her your enemy.
Of blackface.
They made her your enemy. No, she's
No,
not the
they
epitome of
didn't
blackface.
make her. She made herself my enemy because
This
there's
is-
no way I would ever want a woman to represent me for who I am. It's like I'm a woman. It's like I would never want somebody else to be like, oh, even I gave you the respect that like the last show we were talking about.
Justin Timberlake is the epitome of
Caitlyn
blackface.
Caitlyn Jenner. No, Justin Timberlake likes black music.
Justin Timberlake
Has
is
he
the
ever worn
epitome.
blackface?
He don't have to wear blackface to take your whole life away from you, to take your whole essence away from you.
Nah, Grindstone.
He's Elvis,
Grindstone, nah.
but nobody's fighting that.
Why would I fight that? He never claimed to be black. He
But-
didn't actually put on a wig with natural hair and then claimed to be an ethnic hairstylist.
He didn't
I'm
act-
an ethnic hairstylist, and I also started an African American
He
class.
he did not actually
That's
help black
BS.
people either.
Oh, I don't care about Justin Timberlake. Like,
That's the problem. You don't care
your
about who's helping.
Your argument is actually void because you're talking about things that have nothing
Your
to do
argument
with,
is void,
yeah, because you're
Grindstone.
going into other things that are
I
actually
like people who help
we can
black
get into
people.
logic, and I think that we need to go to a break because we ain't got time for that. That's all I'm
Well,
gonna say.
we'll be right back on the Ash Dorado Show, right here on ListenVisionLive.com.
Oh man.
That's
A young brown-skinned goddess-made money a god. Where my sister's at? Where my sister? She believed this radio TV media is really what's up. Where my sister's at? Man, it tricked her. She was just a sheep amongst wolves until they offered a job. Where my sister at? Where my sister? Lingerie, weed and weaves. The streets embraced her with open arms. Where my sister at? And she's a stripper. So appealing. Feeling. I love this one.
You know I like you, right? No, really I do. Silly me almost said I do in the strip club valet line. How'd they find? Just my height, size, and flavor. Ice in the cup, pennies on her ankles from the ceiling she dangles. She make the player haters pay to hate. Tricking like a magician. This vixen got him in submission. coins and she gotta pay tuition. It all started giving the teacher an apple, getting them smiles. Converting inches to miles. I keep a bad red bone on speed dial. I'm climbing like homie. Dude, girl all on me. She said her boyfriend is phony and his money is bony. She do it
All for the money, all for the money, all for the money. Even if she be all for the money, all for the money, all for the money, baby. Do you need it, bitty? All for the money, all for the money, all for the money, all for the money, gang. For the money, all for the money. She was all about the money, baby.
Middle Eastern queen, senorita diaspora mama. Often no drama, matter of fact, just bought some flowers for your mama. Herbs for you, hors d'oeuvres for two. Moreover, I'm respecting the game, and you are too. Bar method insanity, your body's insane. I got an addiction to you, damn near wanna change your last name. I say the funky rhymes that make the girls undress. Nigga ran up on me, now the population's one less. I wanted to take my new boo to Nobu, she acted up too fast though. Turned out to be an asshole. I love how you do it for the cash flow. Businesswoman of the year, I shed a tear if you bounce. You bout that calculator, and that shit counts. You do it.
All for the money, all for the money. She was all for the money. She was sitting for me, Jack. She was all for the money, all for the money, all for the money, baby. She was all for the money, all for the money. All she was being on, she was all about the money, all about the money, all for the money,
I spit the
baby.
gospel when possible to bitches and bitches. Bitch niggas, I'm seldom on the scene, but when I am, I'm saying something softly in the ear of Mary Magdalene. At the bar with the elbow lean, I start spitting hella game like Barack Hussein. That nigga's broad is a hot piece of ass. I put my dick in a kisser. She likes a cat with cash. Instagram goddess boo boo, I can't hate your hustle.
But it was all for the money, all for the money, all for the money. Even if she didn't go, she was all for the money, all for the money. Get it and she get gone. She was all for the money, all for the money. Get it and she get gone. It was all for the money, all for the money. Get it and she get gone.
We're back on the Asherado Show right here on WLVS, listenvisionlive.com. We want to hear from you, 202-758-8607. Hit us up on social media at Asherado. And Grindstone and the Urbanista were about to choke each other out during the break.
Never. That's my brother.
But let me tell you something that does not involve Rachel.
Speaking about Rachel D.
Yeah. No, this does not have to do with Rachel, but I'm going to tell you something else about white supremacy.
Okay.
Joe Louis, who was the heavyweight champion of the world in the 30s, he was black. He would never eat watermelon in public because his people told him that would reinforce a stereotype. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, watermelon is hella good and it's natural. But in order to please white people, he wouldn't go there.
Okay.
This weekend, I was at a little baseball tournament for my son. Mm-hmm. It was some chicken and some guacamole. No, it wasn't fried chicken. It might have been though. I don't eat chicken though, so I don't know. But it was some chicken. It was some guacamole. It was some chips. It was some watermelon.
Okay.
I was the only black person who got 2 slices of watermelon. Nobody else touched it. I wonder why.
Is that making you angry?
I'm just saying. You got some people who reinforce white supremacy by what they think is doing the opposite, but they appease and feed into it because they didn't want to eat watermelon in front of these white people.
I don't know if it's that conscious.
Certainly it is.
I don't know that it's always that.
They got
conscious.
watermelon at the house.
No,
They
I
got-
mean,
we talking
I
about
think
watermelon,
that
we
we,
talking about Rachel.
I think
I'm talking about
that
white supremacy. How
that
it affects you.
I think that black people, I think that people of color do things, discriminatory, racist things all the time, unknowingly as well. You cannot just put all of that on white people. I'm sure there's things that I do on a daily basis or say on a daily basis.
They was trying to act white. No, they weren't even trying to act white because white people ended up eating the watermelon, but they didn't want to act stereotypical in front of these white people. They bought all into the system.
You're talking about the black people that
The
were
black
present.
people, yeah, they would not dare touch the watermelon. They do anything else before they touch that watermelon.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's just a white-black issue, though. I think that that
Watermelon's
situation
definitely a
could be
black issue.
reversed. Huh?
They would not eat that joint in public.
Watermelon is definitely a black issue.
I love watermelon.
I'm not saying that it's not a black issue. I said I don't.
Call us
I
in if
don't
you like watermelon.
necessarily think that black-white issues. Watermelon was the case in this particular instance, but I think in another instance it could have been the reverse. I'm not going to partake in this because that's too white. Whatever. It's an American, very American-based thing to be so fully encompassed with race. Like until I went to college, I have never experienced racism. Like until I was 18 years old, I had never felt.
You just never been enough places.
No, I have most definitely been to many, many places. I am a very worldly individual.
So you've never been around white supremacy.
I had never been in such a non-diverse environment before. Is what happened.
As having a Latin background, you've never experienced anything in that culture where there's a definition between being darker skin and lighter skin?
I'm not saying that. Having a difference in color is different than experiencing racism, though. So because I come from a Latin Nicaraguan-based family, but we have multi-races in our family, I never experienced discrimination within until I was 18, like I said, until I went to University of Florida, I never experienced that. It was just such a completely different environment. We never even identified ourselves by the color of our skin or our race. We identified ourselves based on our culture. I'm a Nicaraguan, my ethnicity. I am a Nicaraguan woman first.
And that's beautiful. And the beautiful thing about saying Nicaraguan, you identify with the landmass that you were from.
Absolutely. And there's black,
And
white,
but
Chinese,
look, right, exactly.
so much
and
in
that's
there.
That's where we fail saying black and white. We don't identify with the
That is my
landmass.
point.
White people don't fail from that because they're like, I'm Irish, I am Italian, I'm British.
I
am
wish
all
white
the
people
things.
would say that
No,
more, but I
that's
hear
not
white.
that.
I hear
But
white.
that's after the fact.
No, I
That's
don't
after
have
the
that. Like
fact.
even the kids that I teach in school, they're always like, "Oh, I am half Irish, half Jewish."
I never hear that. I don't
half
know what
this,
any of my
half
white
that,
friends
or
That
are.
whatever.
must be the millennial generation.
But I'm sorry, the babies are like definitely telling me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm black."
But that's a good thing, though. I don't see why that's a bad thing. Like identifying with where you're from or where your parents are from. To me, it's
don't
better.
think it's a bad thing. I
It's
think
better to say that you're Irish or you're German or whatever,
Than to say you're
than
white.
lead
The
with
only-
your white.
The only race can do that besides Latinos or
Any
white.
race can do that. No,
Nah,
any
black
race,
people can't do that.
No, you can be. Yes, you can.
No, I
you
can't.
choose not to. It's a conscientious
Shared,
choice.
no.
You're American.
You are
Sharada.
absolutely
So
lying
I
right
don't,
now.
I don't know what part of
Urbanista.
I don't know if I'm Nigerian or Ghanaian or.
Well, then find out.
Okay, I can do that work, but in the day I wasn't brought up to believe, okay, this is my homeland, and I claim this, like the way that you were as being Nicaraguan.
But it's a choice
and
at
you
this
went back-
point in
it's
your
not a-
life.
Okay, it's not a choice because this is what you've always had. It's different. Like,
But
I
check
didn't-
this out.
So you
though.
don't have choices right now?
It's not about right now, Sharada.
But look.
It's about the idea that I was not brought up to believe in that. And so when you have kids, not just me, but all black children here in the United States, they don't know.
Right, but look, this is
You're from Kentucky. That's
but
where
look,
you're from.
but check this out though.
From Georgia.
And
look.
that's fine.
But look,
It's not fine.
That's
all right, listen,
okay.
this
To
is-
you, but you have the
Wait, listen. I figured this
of,
out.
like,
I
where
figured
that
this out
comes from.
years ago. All right, so listen.
Okay, we'll listen to
This
you.
this
girls.
is the problem. If you listen to people in the 60s or the 70s, they'll be like, I'm Negro. Like you listen to James Baldwin, I'm a Negro.
Right. Mhm.
You listen to Jesse Jackson, we African American, and they standing for that, right? The problem with that division is you're almost American.
But you're not
That's
quite.
not quite, not yet. However, if you identify your birthplace with a landmass, embrace the fact that you are American. Now, if you can figure out if you're Senegalese American or South African American, then you figure that out later. But for right now, you're American.
But American is an
but look,
identity.
But look, the problem that white supremacy has with you saying I'm American is that means that you would grow up thinking that you had the same rights
And freedoms.
as George Bush's babies. That's a problem for white supremacy. So fighting for saying I'm African American is is the snickerdoodle in the game. They just
Snickerdoodles
they
are
just
great,
getting
though.
over on you with that. They just getting over, and like if you grew up thinking that you were American, and which these babies who see Barack Obama and Michelle and Sasha up in them in the White House, they gonna grow up saying, "Yeah, I'm a proud American." That's gonna challenge white supremacy so much because they're gonna walk in a room saying, "No, that I want to sit right there," or "That's mine. That's mine. I'm American," and they're gonna expect that.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you raise your children to believe that they are
Yes,
American?
hell
first?
yeah, you American.
Well, I mean,
You
I
are-
don't raise my son to just
'cause
think
she knows
he's
more.
American. Yeah,
But
like,
you are a stolen African.
No, but I raised my son to know where he came from. His father is African American. His mother is Nicaraguan. So, and Nicaraguan American because
His
I've
father
been
is
here.
a prisoner of war.
Wait, what?
What?
His father is a stolen African.
Okay, we're
Call it what it
also-
is. Then call it what it
Okay,
is.
well,
Shit.
when we get to
But
the
then why
next
does Rachel
layer-
deserve that title? Tell me why, because she wasn't stolen from shit but Iowa.
You don't know. You don't know her DNA.
Oh, then we're gonna get the DNA.
You don't.
Bruh,
We need
please.
DNA testing done.
Please.
But the point is
Miss
that
me.
I don't raise my son to believe first to identify himself first just on race.
Right.
You know, he is identified first by who he is. I am such and such, and this is my name, and this is who I am. If people want to ask about his parents or where he's from or where he was born in Washington, D.C.
Right.
My father was born in Washington, D.C. My mother was born in Nicaragua. Like, that's how he should identify himself. And as a racially ambiguous looking person, because he is, you know, he can move forward playing all sides of the field. I mean, he can be Latin one day, black one day.
Right.
I mean, little Asian one day. He can be whoever he wants to
Look
be.
at Zach De La Roca in Rage Against the Machine. I mean, if he didn't have
Wait.
dreads, he could totally be a white boy,
Yeah.
right? But he hates white people,
And they're-
and
they're
he grew
playing
some dreads,
people that
and
couldn't
Rage
be.
Against the Machine is rocking. Bob Marley, is half white, and we love what he does, and we love his dreadlocks. Damian Marley is 75% white, and we love what he does, and he has dreadlocks, and he
And
spits
he's very
that shit.
handsome too, by the way.
Hey, and he rocks. But we've chosen.
was important.
But like
He was
you
very-
get to
he's very
choose
handsome.
at some point. You get to choose. You get to choose what you stand for. And
well,
so
but people
But you
are
don't get
mad.
to choose to
No,
be a
people
black
are ma-
woman.
you
I
don't get to choose to be a
don't
black
rock with
woman,
that.
but you holding on
She
to it so
chose,
tight.
though.
You can't
She
accept
chose.
help.
She chose, but she had shit to do with being black.
but you can't
Her mother
accept-
wasn't black. She never had the whole like. I have a problem with the fact that when she felt like it was convenient for her, she lived her whole life.
So what?
So what my ass, because you don't know what it's like to be a black woman and being a teenager.
So?
You know what it's like. Okay, so
It doesn't matter.
So
But she
No,
helped
but you
you.
could
Does
say that.
matter.
Wait, Urbany. So you could say the same thing about me just based on the way that I look.
No,
Like, yes,
I cannot say
Yes.
anything about you about how
Yes,
you look because you've been discriminated against because of who you are,
No.
and that's not what she went through.
So, but
She
she's
did
never
go
been
through
white
that.
girl.
No.
with blonde hair, and she went through her whole life.
Listen.
Until 2011, decided to be black.
But look, from
you
2011.
didn't go through that.
But check this out though.
You've been discriminated against your whole life. You've been discriminated against.
But she kinda looked
you were
like
a little
you.
girl. From the time you were a little girl, you've been discriminated against. But she had a great life in Iowa with blonde hair and blue eyes.
But she kinda
and
looked like-
she decided today on 2011, after she went to Howard and tried to be black, then she decided she wanted to sue them in 2002.
These people are touched.
And then 2011, she
But
woke
look-
up and she's like, I'm a black woman.
Okay, but-
I'm gonna wear darker bronzer. I'm gonna put a wig on my head.
All right, but check this
I
out
am
though.
mad at the brother though.
Right. It
It's
look
no wig.
it
It's
look
her hair.
whack.
It's like mine.
It look whack.
This is my
It
hair.
look whack.
This is my hair.
But-
This is my
but
hair.
check this out, though.
And she put a wig on.
Listen.
Seriously?
Just listen.
Blackface. Wig. Bruh.
Listen.
A wig. A wig.
She experienced life as what people perceived her as.
She chose that life.
But people perceived her
She
as.
chose that life. I don't choose. I am black.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. 'Cause
People
I
perceived
didn't
her-
choose.
people
I
perceived-
am black.
So how many cookies you want for that?
I don't give a shit. I don't have cookies.
She wants 8 cookies
I
because
don't
she
care
is
about
black.
cookies. So I am black, and this is my
Urbanisa
life. And I
is a
am
black
me.
woman.
All right, look.
I don't have an option. This is who I
But
am.
look, in closing out, and we spent way too little time on this. This white boy shot up a church because he bought into white supremacy. Because not enough people are replacing white supremacy with justice. He bought into it, and everyone was an accomplice. And the police even bought his little punk ass some Burger King because the motherfucker said he was hungry.
Wait, they did?
Yeah.
Well, I
Read the
know. I
reports.
do know that he got on a private jet though.
Oh man, I've been on a private jet like once.
Like
an
literally
offshore
200 miles.
And I believe he wasn't wearing any handcuffs. Is that true?
Man, he had
Put
less
some
pressure
on
on
the
him.
end,
At
but
the
then-
end,
But so what we have done, by us not being 100,000% outraged by what's
the
going
devil.
down,
He's all the devil.
but what we're. But look, what he did do, even though he killed all those people, he acknowledged God.
No, he did not.
Let me tell you how. Let me tell you
Bruh,
how.
I'm about to
His
walk off
fear,
the freaking show right
his
now.
fear was that black people were taking over.
Did you know he sat down for an hour with those people in Bible study
It's
and
it's
sat there
foul.
and went through the script
But let me
and
tell
every
you,
like sit here and read all the text.
But look, white people who are educated, who are highly educated, they fear genetic annihilation. Because they know that their reproduction rate is not as fast. They understand that if
Where are we going with this?
they understand that if they blend with the original man and with melanin,
We got
that
2 minutes.
they will be phased out. And so he was really on to something, and he panicked, and he acted
co-sign with
100,000%
that.
evil because genetic annihilation
I
is
can't
real.
consign with this.
I don't know why you
I don't
can't-
support this statement. I love grindstone. I don't
Listen,
support this statement.
look.
I'm not gonna listen to this. This is bullshit.
If you go to Germany, the government pays people
I've
to
been to
have,
Germany.
They pay people to have babies.
Many times.
They pay people to have babies because they're not reproducing fast enough. White people get fried in the sun. All types of bad stuff happens because you don't have enough melanin. And this boy was
I don't support this statement.
this boy was scared to death.
I don't support this statement.
So anyway,
By the way, wrap it up, B.
I want you all to understand that the universe attempts to bind us all. There's no need to hate on anybody because of where they are. Genetic annihilation is something that is inevitable. Replace white supremacy with justice, and we're gonna be all right.
Urbanista, any final thoughts?
I don't support any of those statements that Grindstone made. Peace and blessings. Live life. There's no any way that anybody could tell me about being a black woman besides me or another black woman. Forget Rachel. Don't ask her anything. The end.
Rachel, we're looking for you to be on the show.
Nah, never.
Well, on that note, on the Grindstone versus the Urbanista show tonight, we're signing off, and we'll see you right here next week on the Asherado Show from 8 to 9 p.m. on WLVS, listenvisionlive.com.
Shit.